Cool. So, welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of the Physical Freedom Podcast. I figure we start season 2 with Mason. He's been here. This is your third time on the podcast.
Second or third, yeah.
Yeah, you were on here with, I believe, Fernando.
Yeah, we
And
did yeah, that's true. We in a when it was just you and me, we did a workout live at the
yeah,
same time.
yeah,
So,
exactly. That
mhm.
one didn't, we didn't, I don't think we ever got to finish it. So,
No.
glad you're back. Yeah. Yeah, I think the hurricane kind of wiped us out.
Yeah, it did actually. Oh my God. And then we had to travel up ourselves. That was a chaotic day to say the least.
Yeah, that was fun, dude. But a lot of stuff has happened since the hurricane. A lot of
October,
homes,
right?
unfortunately, were taken out
Yeah.
too. But the good news is we were fine, thankfully.
Yeah.
You made it,
Yes.
and thankfully nobody that I know very closely had major damage or anything like that. So that's pretty awesome. Can't say I think South Carolina got hit the worst.
Something happened there. They got
Yeah,
like another hurricane. Like there were two, like it was just wham and wham. Like
yeah,
it was very little time to react and respond and take care of the areas. So supposedly that was like the biggest couple hurricanes that Tampa has had in like 100 years or so. Like
yeah,
they don't
exactly.
get hit that often. So
Yeah,
you would think that it wouldn't be the case where they would always be getting hit because they're in Florida, but no, it's just seems like it's a special barrier or something.
yeah. People
I
weren't
don't
ready,
know.
dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I still even down our neighborhood at the
Right.
house. You go down the streets and there's people are still rebuilding, and it's been I don't know
And
how many months. I mean, 'cause you've been here since
October,
then.
it's at least 6, I
Yeah,
want to say.
that's
Yeah.
wild. Do you guys have any crazy stuff like that
In
in
Michigan.
Michigan?
Well, I actually think the infrastructure is very weak there anyway, so it's very easy for the power to go out. Say if you have like a windstorm or like ice as well,
Yeah,
that that will knock out the infrastructure real quick, and
yeah,
the specific energy companies up there. You know, I talked with some of like some employees there, so like it's not like they're not doing their job or they're not trying, but definitely for the seemingly little stuff, like it takes like 30 miles an hour to knock things out, which doesn't mean that it's not going to knock anything out like here.
yeah.
But the infrastructure here is much more able to handle something like that compared
Strong
to
winds. Yeah,
up there. Yeah. Not to mention, the roads get chewed up all the time. So you have potholes like literally everywhere. And that's from the ice freezing. It's not just from the roads being like bad.
yeah.
It's from the salt digging into the concrete and then it chews it up when you freeze and thaw the the road the whole time. So that will mess things up. People have complained about the infrastructure in Michigan and Ohio and a little bit of Wisconsin for years too. So it's kind of just a Midwest thing, I guess.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember it being this bad in California when, I lived there my first 18 years. That's when I learned how to drive too, but maybe I was just lucky in the little area that I was in.
yeah. What part of Cali did you grow up in?
The Bay Area, so San Jose.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where my dad works too. So
Would not have taken you for a California guy.
yeah, I know. It's that was basically where everything started.
Yeah,
Like you wouldn't think of hockey, like a hockey guy like me coming from a place like that where it's
yeah, yeah.
super warm and you got the beaches and LA and San Jose and San Francisco, like such a big state that you usually think of like the sunshine and the gold as well, the Golden State, that's what it's called. So
Yeah.
that's usually what it's known for. But no, I also, I guess, moved away because of hockey. So I guess maybe it's not well known for the hockey thing at the
Right.
same time.
There's a
Yeah.
huge fitness culture in California.
Oh yeah.
Is there a big hockey culture as well?
No,
No.
it's growing. LA and SoCal is better with hockey than NorCal, but
Mm.
they're slowly getting better.
Mhm. Mm. I said no.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what is your primary purpose with your trip down here?
Oh, I'm just getting away for, because we're in the dog days of winter and
Yeah.
early spring.
Yeah.
So it's like too warm to do any winter stuff. Like,
Yeah.
in my case, I like to do pond hockey, and then we have other coaches in our network that like to do snowboarding and, skiing and all that. You can't do that at this time, so
Oh, dang.
it's too warm. Yeah, all the snow literally melted in 2 days. So it's
It's that
crazy.
in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, just getting out here, just to get some actual vitamin D
Yeah.
instead of supplementing it and,
Yeah.
like, just taking a break for a little bit. I actually go back Saturday evening to do a beer league game on Sunday, and I have to travel 2 fucking hours for that too. So, that's like, oh, man, that's literally gonna take an all-day thing, but it's playoffs, and it's the last game of the year, and I wanna be there for the boys, and it's like, "Alright, fine, I'll just go."
Yeah.
Um,
You probably do a lot of traveling as
and
a hockey coach.
last year was a lot,
Yeah.
for sure, and then even locally, we got there's a like a very cool shooting simulator place that's like 30 miles north of me. So it takes 45 minutes of travel. You don't have any interstates or
Yeah.
highways or anything like that. So you have to go through back roads and sometimes 35-mile an hour, sometimes 20-mile an hour places. So you go through neighborhoods just to get there.
Mm.
Um, I was going there like once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week for a good chunk of time. Um, but, now I've reduced it to once a week so I can focus more on my own business before I can expand outwards. Plus, I also have a car on a lease,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
really travel that much with it. But, uh, but yeah, like, before the lease, actually, before I got my house and subsequently my gym, I always felt like I was traveling a lot more or needed more breaks. But now that I'm on like my own business, my own house with its own responsibilities, I'm sure you know,
Mhm.
uh, like that's taken up more time, and I've actually been home quite a bit, much more than I thought, to the point where I'm actually thinking of getting a dog.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
That's
that,
great.
someone to keep me company in addition, because I don't have a
Yeah.
girlfriend yet, even though I'm looking, but um
With a dog, you'll be unstoppable.
yes,
Dog
yeah,
and
that's
dog
for
and
sure.
quads?
Dog and quads. Dog and quads.
That just needs to
What
be
a
your Tinder
what a
profile.
phrase. Yeah. Yeah, I
That's all
know.
you need.
Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start looking for one in April, I think, and
A
we'll s
dog or a girlfriend? I'm just kidding. Nah,
both. No, I've been dating, but
yeah.
just off and on, not like actively hardcore
No,
looking.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just messing with you, bro.
because yeah, like, just let it come. I'm on the apps, like, I talk with them a little bit there, and then I'm just like, "Hey, let's get off of here and talk separately. Like, here's my number if you wanna reach out," kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I've gone through that whole Tiffany
Yeah.
and I actually met on
Yeah.
Tinder,
Yeah.
and even though that happened, I would say it's not the best thing because
Mhm.
you just end up swiping all the time, and it's like a lot of the people that are on it are just swiping all the time, so
Mhm.
ultimately, it's better to just meet people organically,
Mhm.
because even though
Mhm.
we met on an app, we didn't really start talking until, like, 3 or 4 years later,
Right.
so things will just happen, man, it's
Yeah.
always the right timing, and
Yeah.
you're a great guy, so I'm
I
sure you'll find a
appreciate
worthy
that.
woman, yeah.
Yeah. Kinda like for me when what helps in my case, because like, I know I'm socially awkward at many points, and I'm a big weirdo, and I'm coming out more about, being honest about that. So kind of like the introverted app thing has kinda helped me specifically, even though
Mhm.
I don't like being on it, and yeah, I do agree meeting organically would work better. Um, but, it's just it happened to do well, like, you can find the right date,
Yeah.
and you can have definitely have fun with it and get some good matches and quality dates. Actually, I got a I got a funny story.
Okay.
So, my buddy came over, um, back in, was this after? I think this is after I went back because it was a football game for University of Michigan. Oh, no, it was before I came out here.
Yeah, yeah.
So, oh man, I should have told this story on the pod, but like the last time, but oh my goodness. So, okay. So we went to the football game. There's 100,000 people in that stadium
Yeah.
in Ann Arbor. Yeah. So it's ridiculous. I can't handle that many people. Like, there's no way. So I'm just like, all right, here's one edible, two edibles, 20 milligrams. Uh, that was like 30 minutes before I took my seat. I went to sit down. They played like the first and second quarter. The date that I had and there, because I forgot this detail, my buddy and I were going on a double date. So
Okay.
like he had his partner, I had mine, and they came from Jersey actually just for the game.
Jersey girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he yeah, he came out, his partner, and then I had my partner. And what was it? My partner and I took sips of the same drink.
Mm.
That's the red flag,
Oh, yeah.
right? So it's like you're mixing up edibles
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
alcohol.
Yeah,
Yeah.
crossfaded.
So
Oh,
I
that's it.
passed out in the 100,000 person stadium.
Oh, man. That's like the worst place to
I
pass
know.
out. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, like I, it took my buddy actually drove us back to my house,
Mm.
and like
That's good.
my partner had to put me down for the night.
Yeah.
But it was what was interesting about that is she stayed with me for a little bit, and
There you go.
yeah, so it's like she was like a keeper for the time being. And actually, oddly enough, when I came out here was kind of when like things she started to ghost me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's a bummer
Yeah.
because you stayed around me when I was like a complete idiot.
Yeah, she
And
was there with you at your worst. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was there's some more details that I can't say on the pod, but
But you live and you
yeah.
learn,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
these are all good things.
Yeah,
It's all part of the
for
experience, so,
sure.
yeah.
But no, that was from a Hinge date.
Nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that was tying back to the dating apps
Changes like the upper
thing.
class, Tinder.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. You just think that. I'm on Bumble as well, um, until basically I,
How's it going?
happen to find someone, whether it
Yeah.
is on there or, it's organic as well, so
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
mhm,
Cool. So I think we can start kind of with like a recap of what we talked about last time, right? Which is
mhm.
what what are the biggest areas you find weaknesses in with hockey players? Because I know you mentioned quads are clearly a strong suit,
Yep.
as you said in your reel today, or they
Oh
should
my
be,
god, I was
if they're
making fun
not.
of Connor in
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
You could tell that was his legs,
yeah,
right?
for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I was
So
here when you filmed it.
oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I completely forgot, sorry. Um, well, yeah, like, I think the weakest area is the hips
hmm
because they have to compensate so much for the work that the knees are doing, and they have
yeah,
to, like, be able to, handle those forces, and it's like you're picking up 50-pound weights with your hips all the time, and they
yeah.
don't, like, adapt to the
Think
same
about that.
strength the same way, so, like, 'cause you build so much muscle in some cases, not for everyone, with hockey and especially in, like, the quad area, that it just like, you have that problem. That's what happened with me. I had major hip flexor and groin pains, and I didn't know how to fix them at the time, so I thought just, like, the physical rehab and, just following that, spending, God knows how much they charge nowadays, but,
Yeah.
just going into those sessions, like, you get strong enough, and then it's like, "Alright, you're good to go, move on," kinda thing, and then you barely remember the exercises. Because also, like, in my mind, I thought of them as just, like, they were exclusively PT, and you couldn't use them anywhere else,
Yeah.
and anything like that, which is wrong. Everything's on a scale. You just, you know, you I just didn't know that at the
Yeah.
time. So, uh, and then for me, it culminated even worse, like, when you overtrain, and I used to spend, like, 4 to 6 hours on the ice just
Yeah.
doing skills work and, like, mechanics training, skating, shooting, stick handling, and that was the only thing I worked on. I didn't There was no gym. I used to hate it, like, not that long ago,
Yeah.
because I thought it hindered my performance. Because before we have all these exercises that loosen us up
Mhm.
and get us more mobile, and also more athletic at the same time,
Mhm.
I used to think that the gym would tighten you up.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
tr
most people do
yeah,
actually.
most people do, yeah. And, that was my perception, and obviously what we know now is wrong, but that's why I wasn't working out
Yeah.
for a long time. So but also that was wrong because I got hurt
Yeah.
and, couldn't walk around at age 20.
Crazy.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to happen when you're age 70.
Yeah.
Like, we have a 76-year-old in here who moves better than I was moving, like, when I was 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's what's going on here? Something's obviously wrong. So, um, going through the methods and our friends at ACG and how much they've helped out, like, with the principles and the exercise, and I think the most important thing that they teach, man, is like the scalability, because
Hmm.
that's a big rabbit hole to go down. Um, but that for me was the biggest point, is like, you have these base few exercises, you get really good at them. Start at wherever you're at. This is an endpoint that you could work up to.
Hmm.
It's actually very hard to work up to that endpoint. Not everyone can do like 100% body weight split squat, for instance,
Yeah.
or a,
I
like,
can't do that.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard.
Hmm.
Same thing with the See You Good Morning,
Yeah.
or even was it 20 to 25% tib raises? Like, that's also very hard.
Hmm.
My hips at the time could not do any of those.
Yeah.
Like, even the low back extension too. Like, whatever, holding yourself up on that, like, that would burn the heck out of my
Oh wow.
low back.
So
Yeah.
even your extensors, not just the hip
Yep. Yep.
flexors. Wow.
And you know, after those first few 4 to 6 hour ice sessions, it slowly dialed back because I would get more and more back pain in addition to the hip pain. But the back pain was not as serious as the hips, like, for
Yeah.
sure. But they worked in tandem, like,
Yeah.
they're connected. So my back would used to get sore like a motherfucker.
Hmm.
Now it doesn't.
Hmm.
I could skate like 30 to 40 minutes out of a 60-minute game, even though it's beer league and it's senior adult league.
Yeah.
They put beers on the bench. They're just like in between shifts, instead of water, it's
Yeah.
beer.
Sunday
Yeah,
Mexican
like,
League.
yeah, exactly. So um so you got that with the hips in my case, and the standards, kind of like changing my perception on on exercise as a whole,
Yeah.
and that's really what got things out. So I know I answered your question with a personal experience, but
No, that
I
makes
really
sense.
think that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. You probably find that the most in your hockey players too,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep. I mean, everyone at the end of the day has their own specific imbalances, and, like, whether it's, you know, really severe traumas, or just some side is weaker than the other.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all of this is designed to just balance the body way better through just movement and training.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Would you say strength and flexibility and just ability in general is how you would get somebody out of pain, even if they had like a trauma
yeah,
or traumatic injury?
yeah,
Right.
I really believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just meet them where they're at, and what's cool with the exercises we do is, because they're so, like, scalable, like the split squat, for instance,
Mhm.
everyone can do it from the heel, front foot elevation
Yeah.
to, like, flat ground with massive weights, on the front of your body or the back, like, or dumbbells at your sides. Like, it's something that literally everyone can do.
Mhm.
I never imagined that would come out of anything in fitness.
Oh, really?
I always thought it was like physical therapy exercises, bodybuilding exercises, mom Zumba class exercises, dad's on his bike and treadmill thing. I always thought they were, like, separated and secluded,
Yeah.
but all of this just builds everything together. I think that is genius. Like, I think that's the most genius thing about, like, all of this.
Yeah.
Because now, like, especially in my case, it connects my dad and my mom, but I'm only training my dad, but you get the picture. Like,
Yeah.
I could train both of them if I wanted to. I'm
Mhm.
doing it with my dad, like, with the knee replacement, by the way. But
Oh, wow.
that's the cool thing, is, like, my dad does the same exact exercise as me, and I do the same exact exercise as Calamity, our 76-year-old. She does the same exact exercise as my pro hockey KHLer.
Yeah.
They do the same exercise as my 13-year-old,
Mm.
just at their own level. Like how, from a coach's perspective, that makes things super simple.
Yeah.
And from a community perspective, that brings everyone together, I think.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
agree
In
more.
my case, I had so much trouble like relating with people.
In
Like
hockey or
I was so one dimensional
in
with
general?
hockey and just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm super one dimensional. It's like I'm just this hockey guy, hockey, hockey, hockey all the time. I gotta get better. I gotta stay on the ice all the time. That's all I know. And now it's like you get the hip injury. It's like, oh my God, I gotta fix the hips because I'm doing it for hockey. Everything just circles back to that for me. Like how much more one dimensional can you get? Some people think of it as like you're dedicated or you're working hard. And yes, there's an element of that, but I'm not playing pro.
Yeah.
Like
Were you identifying as if you were a
I'm
professional?
identifying as
Yeah.
if I were. Yeah. That's a problem when you're actually not in that position. So that reality check was for me was kind of like, oh, yeah, that is a hard pill to swallow because now it's
Yeah.
like I basically burned bridges or any opportunity that I could have had.
Right.
Now look, it's got me a great body and also physical ability. Like it's helped me get strong very quickly. And also I think that previous strength that I had, because it's not like I didn't do any training, by the way.
Mhm.
Um, there were some lifts in the gym that I did. I actually had a trainer for my last 2 years of youth hockey. So when I was 17
Nice.
and 18, I was in the gym.
Yeah.
Still hated it, but I know I did it. But where was I going with that? Had the two trainers. It's not
You
like
were
I
talking about how you were identifying with hockey.
yeah, yeah. It's not like I didn't do workouts back then. I just hated it.
You didn't feel like you belonged.
Didn't feel like I yeah, yeah. It's like I was always like the worst one of the worst players on the team for sure. Maybe not the absolute worst, but couldn't help with scoring. So all I knew was just playing defense and preventing goals as
Mhm.
best I could. Even then, that didn't happen that much.
Yeah.
But now I'm like relied on as I mean, senior A is like as good as it gets for hockey when you're not playing pro.
Right.
So like the fact that I'm point per game with that
You
when
get 1 point per game?
yeah, that's like the average between
Dang.
goals and assists.
That's
So
awesome.
so yeah, like I mean, me 5 years ago would probably be stuck at 0 or may not even be playing for them.
Right.
Like that's how bad I wanted to like change all of this. So but the side effect was me being one dimensional and not relating to like any community or any person, and it's like that was hard.
Yeah.
Like that was very lonely. Like the amount of time that I spent just on my own training. I had no partners
Mm.
or whether it was on the ice or in the gym. Like I just had a stupid iPad just to look at myself
Mhm.
because at least I would know that I'm coaching someone or at least looking at something just so I could see what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like it's me and me, right? But it's not the same thing as when you're with someone. That's why I like training so much is because like I actually get to talk to people.
Yeah. Well, you found a community in
Yeah,
training.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that I built it. Like with hockey hacks and even just my one-on-one clients who are not just for personal training. So
Yeah.
you bring everyone together with this through fitness. I think that's the most genius thing about the scalability thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah.
that's had I made sure to thank Ben for that too. Like at towards the end of the pod I did with him,
Nice.
right?
Yeah.
Because he literally like set the groundwork for me to belong in not just a community like this what we have with the coaches, but also the opportunity to create my own.
It's amazing.
Either with hockey or with training or with both, and I've done it with both at this point. Small
Yeah.
knit, we're growing it,
Yeah. That's awesome.
but yeah, like compared to how hard it was for me to relate to people to now,
Yeah.
like oh my god, it is so much easier to talk to people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it shows. Like
yeah,
even just from last time I talked to you, you're a lot more you're opening up a lot more, so that's
yeah.
awesome. And you're more of a leader now too, because you have your own small community that you're
I
growing.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's epic. That's epic, man. Would you say that for hockey players that can't find a community like that, that they're so attached to the sport itself, they just kind of go down a
Good
road of
question.
escapism, or is
I
that
I think it's a mode of escapism, and I'm not I wanna be careful because I don't know if that's a mode of projection.
Mhm.
Because again, it goes back to, like, the real dedicated, obsessed, and, like, that's all you need to do to get better is just, like, zone in on just one absolute thing, right? And that's how you get better at it. Those are the sacrifices that you need to make. That's talked about all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but, like, there is no doubt that it gets lonely, for sure, because it's like, now you're thinking no one else is doing the things that you're doing. I still feel that to some extent. Uh, I I've been talking to people about, I guess in layman's terms, doing the homework behind the stats or maybe the patterns of the players.
Yeah.
Let's say, because that hasn't really been looked at. All you see is like goals and assists. If you went to NHL.com, for example, but
Mhm.
you don't see how they scored.
Right, you don't see
That
the
that's not a
patterns.
stat. They don't
Yeah.
they don't show you, like, the A to B pattern and movement that they do on the ice, or in the
Mm.
court in this case
Is
with,
that what
like,
you
basketball.
specialize in studying, or is that
Yeah,
kinda like your
like,
method?
that's literally my studying is that information just is not available,
Mm.
and I'm trying to time this, by the way, because we have, do you know of Alex Ovechkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about to
I don't
break,
know a lot of hockey players, but
uh,
I know Alex
so
Ovechkin.
he's about to break Wayne Gretzky's 894 goals record.
Huge.
That's gonna be massive.
Yeah, it's massive.
What if I told you that nobody has, like, gone goal, like, one by one individually with his goals and named out the patterns that he does
Yeah.
and put that into, like, a video form?
Oh, is that where you're
That's what I'm doing because that I
nice.
haven't found that.
Yeah.
Like, no one's out there. And even when I talk to people about it, there's like, "Well, do you have the stats?" That's confirmation, by the way, that no one's actually looked at it.
Yeah.
Because if they're asking me, and I'm asking them if they have any stats or anything to support, like, the claims, because the one of the discussions I got in recently was the effectiveness of, like, one shot versus the other,
Yeah.
one style shot versus the other, and I'm just like, okay, that is very similar to the dose makes the poison argument, because it's like, well, any dose of anything will either be harmful or be beneficial.
Yeah.
What is that dose exactly?
Right.
In the hockey sense and the different styles of shot, it's like, yeah, both of these shots are effective. Okay. How much of one compared to the other? What's the success rate of goals with one compared to the other? And then they're like, do you have that data? Or it's like, if there's any back and forth, it eventually goes back to that question. And I'm just like, you haven't looked at it. I need to look at this. I need to post this publicly. This is gonna blow the fuck up if I post it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm literally gonna post it the same
You sharing
day
your truth,
that he
yeah.
breaks the record.
Nice.
Like,
That's
that's
a
my
great
plan.
idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
So
you're waiting on that.
I'm waiting on
When
it.
does he
Yeah.
play? Does he play today?
Uh, he's not gonna score 7 goals in one game. I think he plays today, but I've been watching. Yeah, I've been waiting for it. I still got some seasons to edit,
Mhm.
but I have the
Nice.
data. Like, this will be like my fifth time looking through, like, freaking 887 goals.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Crazy.
that's nuts. Yeah, and,
Yeah.
like, literally going one by one through them. How could I not be wrong? There's no room for me, like, or the data that I'm putting out, because I don't like to associate me with the data,
Mm.
right? It's just me, like, presenting it. Like, that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
But how can there be any argument at that point with the effectiveness of one play versus the other? Because we can't lie anymore about certain things being more effective than others.
Yeah.
I think that's also a great thing about, like, standards,
Mhm.
because
It's measurable.
it's measurable.
Mhm.
Where is that in hockey?
It's not.
I'm like, or
Yeah.
any other sport for that matter. Even Ben, when I was on the pod with him, he was incredibly frustrated at the lack of that with, um, like, not being in basketball, the lack of measurability with
Yeah.
in sports.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
You don't think that's something like the greatest coaches just have hidden or like keep no?
they don't look at it.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
That
Like,
would change the game then.
even it would absolutely.
Yeah.
It's I hate to use the word analytical because people have like the analytics and it's like there's complicated words called like Corsi, which is basically a scoring percentage or the amount of time you have possession of the puck or the amount of time like it's trying to predict how much you like enter an offensive zone. It's all technical
Yeah.
jargon. Like no one knows what I said there. That's traditionally what analytics are
I have
are
no
are
clue what you're
about.
talking
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
about.
yeah. So it's like, all right, why don't? So I'm trying to make it simpler. I'm just like, all right, why don't I just count the goals?
Yeah.
Why don't I
And
just
some there's
why don't I
there's a
just look at
pattern.
the video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I don't think that's done enough. They what they do usually is is they just refer to knowledge that's like already out there by reputable sources and reputable names in either skating or skills. And I'm just like, man, I looked through your stuff. I get the like some other resources from some other, hockey mentors who put a little bit of a spin or actually a complete opposite spin on it. So that's where I kind of got the contrarian views in some of this. And I'm just like, okay, they're not moving this way. There's really no biomechanics stuff taught in hockey, by the way, because it's like the sport's completely different. You have ice instead of ground.
Yeah.
The running mechanics are therefore not going to be the same on ice as they are on ground. You're also in this very stiff boot, and like it doesn't move the same way as a foot, even though you have an inside and outside edge. But you also have like a bottom rocker, so it's not going to move the same way as a figure skate. Why are we teaching hockey players to do figure skating drills when that's completely different? So I'm just
Dude,
like,
yeah.
I have to look at the video because there's all this conflicting information taken from like people trying to figure out from other sports that are also technical in their own ways, but I don't know why. It's just not figured out in hockey. It's probably the most technical sport that is not taught technically.
Mm.
I'm just like, there's elements of golf in it. There's elements of like skiing
Mhm.
in it. There's elements of uh um you could put
Football.
baseball, football. They have with the hitting
Mhm.
and MMA with the fighting. Like even though that's declining, but there's so many things that go into it. Even soccer, like
Yeah.
you go one way then the other. It's on the
Small
map.
level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just in a smaller environment. Imagine soccer, but in a 200-foot by 85-foot radius or
They have
like
futsal.
encompass. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
the indoor soccer. It's like it's gonna make it completely different. But yeah, it's so technical of a sport that I don't think people have like dove into it. They just rely on coaches that have a big name.
Yeah.
Like I
That's
don't have a big name
there's
in the
so
hockey.
many parallels
Yeah,
in this to boxing.
yeah,
Like, and the truth is that then you realize this, now it's your responsibility to change the game, which you're doing,
yeah.
but it's
Because
really good that you're doing it because you gotta
yeah,
put it out there.
my thought was like no one's gonna fucking save me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, we're gonna figure this out.
Yeah, you figure it out, and
Hmm.
then, when you prove results to your system and people start getting results with it, and it's gonna absolutely change the game.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
There's a coach in boxing, Coach Barry Robinson. I think his Instagram handle is Coach Barry Robinson. His
Hmm.
website is Get Great at Boxing,
Mm,
and he teaches, like, the footwork patterns
mm.
that people do wrong and, shows the ones that work the most, and he systemized his techniques
Wow.
based on that. And he's like the only one that does it.
Yeah,
And like he breaks down the film every time and he shows exactly what they need to be doing.
I
So it's
love
very
that.
similar because
Yeah.
people hate on him so much, but everything he says makes absolute sense and he gets great results with all his
Well, how
fighters.
can yeah, that's so interesting because it's like, how could you lie or get I mean, hate can come from anywhere, but how could you like lie or not tell the truth with video of all things?
Well, it's the ego, man. The
Yeah.
ego and CTE
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all
No kidding about that. That's everywhere.
yeah, all the things involved in sports like hockey and MMA
Yeah.
and football. Cause like a lot of it is pattern recognition.
Hmm.
Um, and
It goes,
people
it's a cognitive dissonance too, because, I do intentionally put out opposite stuff,
yeah.
but that's what the video shows. Like,
Mhm.
how is it wrong? It's like the best players on the planet are doing one thing and another thing, and the complete opposite thing is being taught. that doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm.
Just based off really basic video comparison.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you got to shoot the right way. All right, compared to what? And that's the question that we need to ask. I don't see that being asked by any coaches. You got the technical sport being very technical. You got the technical sport not being taught technically. And you also got very few coaches who were also very good players. So it's like how there's things that don't line up. Wayne Gretzky was not a good coach, for instance,
Yeah.
but he was like a doing positional stuff. I would be curious if he did skills, like what
Hmm.
he'd be able to translate. But even at the same time, a guy like him, he spits out the cliche stuff that you hear all the time. It's not that it doesn't have value, but it, what I was looking for with the specific movements, just changing up my movement with the skating, with the shooting, with the stick handling very subtly, that made a wealth of more difference than just a cliche line about working harder
Yeah.
or being more dedicated or, you know, you got to spend 10,000 hours on the thing. Like I had to unlearn everything I like initially learned. That's why I didn't go to any coach for
Yeah.
like a good period.
And it's way harder to unlearn it too
Yeah, like
than to
you
learn it right the first time.
when you grow up, you already learn a certain way to just reprogram your mind, which you know you can, but it's like going through a computer and it's like trying to discover its interface. It's like changing a Mac to a PC without someone. Yeah, that's what it's like to unlearn
Yeah.
like shit. So it's it's I'm I'm glad I did it because I like to say I made a 20-year transformation in 2 to 3 and 5 years at this point. But, you know, like I already started seeing some results even before I got hurt, but all the exercise stuff that has taken things to the next level for sure.
Nice, dude. And
Mhm.
how old are you now?
25.
And do you have any plans or goals of getting back into playing or trying to play professionally?
No, I'm happy with the coaching.
Yeah. You feel like you found your purpose in
I think
coaching?
that's a larger purpose
Yeah.
and it's something I can do for much longer.
Yeah.
Like, why not create my own pros? Why not make 100 of me
Yeah.
that have the chance to make the highest levels of hockey and perform better? That's kind of my thinking is because this isn't out there. If this was normal knowledge, I wouldn't be doing any of this. I'd be
Right.
playing pro,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's not normal knowledge. So I'm like, all right, let's mainstream it.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there, put it everywhere, take some of the heat, take some of the backlash. Like, you know, it it's so be it.
It's
What is
gonna all be worth it. You're progressing the
it will
game.
be
Yeah.
I trust it will be worth it. What is what's her favorite tweet? It's like first they will hate on you, then they ask how you did it, and then third thing is they want to work with you.
Who's this? Who said that?
Cody Sanchez, she's
Oh.
a friend of Hormozy.
Oh, okay.
So I can, you know, in the wealth business mentorship sphere.
Yeah. Yeah.
She buys like small businesses all the time. That's what she's most known for. So like she'll buy a laundromat and then she'll buy multiple of those and then make money off of that. Anyway, go check her out when you get a chance. But that was a quote. It's like they're first they will hate on you, then they ask how you did it, and then they will want to work with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
There you go.
first two are the most important things. It's like
Nice,
the
dude.
hate and then the how you did it kind of thing.
Yeah.
So eventually it'll come around.
Cool, man. So you're one of the strongest people I know. What are some of your fitness goals for this year? Like, what
Mhm.
are some of the measurable targets that you're trying to
Yeah,
hit?
I feel like I can get 400 on that back squat.
Where are you at? I thought
Last
you
time
were at 400
last
already.
time I measured it was 385. I haven't officially measured 400 yet.
Wow.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm there. Well, I don't know if the actual structural balance numbers, but a couple weeks ago, this is actually at the same time I had it wasn't really like a strain, but it definitely there was a soreness in my hip and maybe my hamstring too. Actually, our buddy Adon fixed it with just by sitting on me, which you know I know sounds wrong, but the type of stretches that you do
Okay.
sometimes, and with the type of stretches you can do, just
Like a
you know,
pancake?
open you up. Yeah, well, he'll like crush your hip
Mhm.
and then like press up against it with all his weight,
Oh, okay.
and that. then you have to resist against it.
Yeah.
Somehow that like got rid of the whatever soreness that I had. I was like, oh
Wow.
wow, I can actually work out and do the squats again. So
Nice.
that's why I did the squats today. 'Cause I had
Yeah.
a day in between. But anyway, yeah, I'm the last time I tested it was 385.
Nice.
I can I can definitely do it. The Before I came out here, it was like 3 weeks ago at this point. I tested 335 for 5+1. The only reason it was +1 is because I almost fell over.
Huh.
But I could do that 6.
Yeah.
315 for 6 was hard a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So we're getting stronger for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And if that doesn't mean any jump, that I could break that 400 like benchmark, I don't know what else will. Now, technically, 400 is not going to be double body weight back squat yet. I have
Yeah.
to reach 410 now because I've freaking gained 2 pounds or 5 pounds. I'm like,
Mm.
damn it, I just have to lift more weight at the end of the day. But like, I'm so close. It was only 15 pounds off when I tested it. I was like, man,
Yeah, yeah. What
I'm right there.
what else? What else? Squat 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're really close.
I think that's pretty much the goal right now.
That's good.
Once I hit that, I think I'm gonna jump into Olympic lifting
Nice. Okay.
and really focus in on that, get the technique because there's value in teaching it. It's
100%.
another like power expression or power builder,
Mhm.
much like you get with myotatic squats or depth jumps and just jumping in general, um, and sprinting too. So it's another layer on it. Now, as a hockey player, we are very bad with moving outside of skates. So the Olympic technique has I'm not going to use Ben Clarefield's word for it just because I want to respect your PG rated podcast,
It's
even though
not PG. You've already said
even though I
motherfucker.
swore a bit.
You already said. Then you talking about yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not PG anymore. Which is totally fine.
PG-13, yeah. We'll just say that. Yeah, I'm not gonna I won't use this word, but you know, that's the type of mover that's I was is not good,
Yeah.
basically. And well, I want to fix that because I think the snatch is compelling. I actually love that now. Like I would have hated that back then because it would have been so awkward to get into that position
Hmm.
without like the mobility and strength between all the positions that you get into with that. Cleans, I actually used to like back then, and I worked up to 135 with meh technique.
Okay.
So, like, you know, that's something I'm less interested in with the clean. I'm more interested with the full range snatch.
Hmm.
Um, but you know, you still need both, and you need to be balanced between the two. Also dunking, I would
Okay.
say. So the squat's gonna come first.
Yeah.
That's priority one, and then ollie lifts plus dunking.
How close are you to dunking?
Oh man, I was Ben shot a video of me. I was like right here from touching it.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's close though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then we tested my standing vert today. I got
7.
28.7,
Oh, it's more than me.
which when I don't have the video of when I first did that ever. Like we weren't shooting video, but I remember getting sub 20 like
Wow,
5 years ago
that's
on
huge.
that. So I don't practice jumps
Yeah.
for the record. Like it's been 2 months since I've done that. And I still got 28.6
Nice.
on the
Vertex.
pad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
So I'm like, cause you know,
Oh, on the pad. Okay,
yeah, on the
not
pad.
vertex.
No, 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 no. But on the pad. The reason for that is because you know it gets cold in Michigan, and I remember now all of my injuries happened during the cold. They were accentuated during the cold
Yeah.
for sure. So I'm like, okay, let's settle down here. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna do like high reps, probably GBC. That's kind of what I did the whole winter.
Mhm.
So that way I don't get too fat.
Like 6,
Dur-
12, 25?
no, no, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
German body comp is agonist antagonist between
Mhm.
supersets.
Okay.
So it's like you got squat, chin up,
Yeah, full body. Yeah, I do a
full
lot of
body.
GBC
Yeah,
programs for my
yeah, yeah,
clients.
yeah. It's one of the easier ones to start them out
Yeah.
with, honestly. Um, but yeah, that's what I did basically the whole winter.
So you were applying for dunking is getting leaner and increasing your squat.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. We like our food though. I've had a lot of cheat meals this year compared to years prior
Yeah,
because I went very intense, like
training.
probably the same boat as you at
Where are
that
you
point.
at? Well, yeah, dude, I've been
Um,
trying to gain muscle for like the past 2 years,
yeah,
and it's finally here. And now I just like
yeah,
I look, I don't want to stop eating as much as I do.
yeah,
Like I'm just maintaining. And I
yeah,
honestly gained
yeah,
5 pounds the last month or so because I've been training so hard, but it's been muscle.
yeah.
Um,
Sweet.
but yeah,
Mhm.
I'm
You still like your
ready to start
sourdough?
cutting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love sourdough.
Yeah.
So hard.
I actually had my pizza a lot last year.
Oh, did
Like
you?
it was almost once a week at one point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you make it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
nice.
not terrible.
Yeah. How much? What are you at? 205?
205 now, yeah.
Okay. And what would you want to be?
Probably 200, maybe sub that. Like
Yeah, that's not far.
I look at a guy like Will Tennyson who has more muscle than me and he's lighter than me. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, like
Well, he's probably shorter too.
he,
Yeah.
he looks like the same height.
You're 5'11"?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
probably.
look maybe a little shorter.
Yeah.
Great guy, by the way. Great, like follow on YouTube and all that. Like his videos are so entertaining. I get some inspiration from them actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Will's awesome.
Um,
You're probably gonna dunk before him though.
I don't know. Does
Fair
he?
enough. That's
Well,
a
he has knee
challenge.
pain a lot, right?
I know.
Like, yeah. So it's
He's trying to get over it. I'm sure if he's
yeah.
still doing the HG
If he
stuff, it's
just did
probably
this
helping.
stuff, he would be fine. Like,
Yeah.
what's he doing?
Well, he
Like,
did a video, right?
he
He
did
did
a
a video.
video and it, because it
Still
was
has no
one
pain.
time. Yeah.
Oh, and he still has it,
I don't remember. He hasn't talked about it as much.
bro. We need Will. Listen, man. We need to help you get out of knee pain. You can
Yeah.
help so many more people if you have knee pain. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I think you can definitely get it by the end of the year. My
Mhm.
goal is to get it before August, before my kid gets
Mhm.
here.
Mhm.
I'm at 25 inches vertical, but I can touch the rim already.
Mhm.
So like it's
Yeah,
all
you're like
I just need like 6 more, 6'1".
6'1". Yeah.
Yeah. So I
You're
just need
really
to
Ben's
lose.
height. Yeah.
Yeah. I just need to lose like 10, 15 pounds.
Mhm.
And so I'm at 225 right now. 6'1", 225.
Mhm. Oh
Probably.
yeah. That would be the quickest way to
Yeah.
getting you. Yeah.
So if I do that, I'll probably just gain like at least 2, maybe 3 inches on my vertical.
Mhm.
And then if I get stronger, which
On
my
top
goal
of
is,
that, yeah, that'll get you up
so
real
that's the
quick.
goal,
Yeah.
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 But food is so good, man.
I
Like
know.
ice cream for bears,
Yeah.
and
Man.
sourdough, like my two biggest
Yeah.
weaknesses. But you just gotta do it. Just make the choices out of love, and
Mhm.
just gotta focus on that.
Mhm.
Also, it doesn't help that Tiff is pregnant because
Yeah.
it's
It's more
she's always
stressful,
wanting.
I'm sure, eh? Like
Well, no. No, no,
no?
no, I'm great. I'm super motivated, but
Oh, yeah, yeah.
she has cravings all the time, and I'm not
Yeah.
like, I hope she doesn't listen to this because she's gonna be like, "What did you say?" But she's
We
hungry.
love you,
She's
Tiff.
hungry a lot
It's
more
all
often.
good.
Yeah. Now I have competitions eating as many eggs as I am. I'm like,
Oh.
"Come on." Okay, maybe not as many.
Okay,
I
yeah.
eat like 12 eggs a day.
God damn.
But anyways, man. Yeah, cool, man. So always happy to have you on. I know we're going to the
I
beach
appreciate
tomorrow,
that.
right?
Yeah. That'll be
Yeah.
great, yeah.
Anything else you want to say for the podcast or just talk before
No, I we cover quite a bit, and, I think this is a good place to stop, so
Awesome, man.
mhm.
Sweet. So yeah, we're going to the beach tomorrow. Like I said, it's always a pleasure having you on.
Yeah, pleasure to be here.
And hopefully we see you again sometime in the year, maybe.
I'll
Planning
definitely
on
come
coming
back
back?
again. Not
Sweet.
we're during hurricane season. We're not doing that. Like,
Yeah, we're not doing that again.
I'll come during the summer. Yeah,
What is that? What is that?
October.
Okay, yeah.
It was late too. It was like the last hurricane of the season. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, of course, like the last one of the year.
The house was fine.
The house was good. Yeah,
Really?
we still had to travel 12 hours just to get out of
Yeah.
the way.
Probably, I don't think we'll evacuate next time just because I know that the house is right there. Like if we have to deal without power, it's
So,
okay.
here's
Just buy a
the
generator.
here's the good thing. Here's the
Yeah.
optimist view. Like you have the La Nina and El Nino years. I think this is this is supposed to be the calmer version of whatever cycle that goes through.
Oh, it's supposed to come back.
Yeah, no, no, yeah, because like last year was like really a lot,
Yeah.
right? And this year's if last year was a lot, then it's supposed to come down.
Okay, good.
So like whatever those two cycles go through, it should be like much less. We shouldn't have one hit this again like last year, but no, you still have your weather events and well, I don't know if you believe in the contrails and
Chemtrails?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we could
But,
go down a whole rabbit
yeah,
hole.
that's a rabbit hole.
Leave
Maybe
that
another time.
We'll leave that
Yeah.
for your 4th podcast.
Yeah.
You can get into all the conspiracy theories we believe in and all that stuff
Yeah.
'cause, yeah, there's a
You gotta get
lot.
Andres on for that.
Oh, yeah, I would love to get Andres on that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd
that
be
that he
awesome.
would go down all of those rabbit holes. That would be a great listen, actually.
Yeah, he's got some interesting takes on a lot
Oh,
of them
yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, cool, man.
Mhm.
Pleasure having you on, and
Yes. Thanks
safe
for having
travels
me.
back, Saturday.
Mhm.
Yeah, take care, bro.